to kill, guys. Obviously I'm just down just north of Hornsey actually. Bit of time to kill between doing a couple of things. Just saw my way back up this slope now to the car. I actually came down that mud bank there, but it's a little bit on the slippery side to go back up. I nearly went on my backside down there actually. I just thought I'd try out with the new phone. Got a bit of 4K, some time-lapse, some slow-mo, and I took some footage with this as well actually. You know, got some close-up shots where, because obviously with this I can just put it in there and let the sea wash over it. I never managed to get the water completely over it, but yeah, let's see how it comes out anyway. Well then guys, so yeah, as you saw from that bit of footage, I went to the Seaside. It was yeah, I was just caught in between. I'd been to my job centre appointment and then I was picking up my granddaughter, so yeah, I just had plenty of time to kill in between, so I thought, right, I'll pop down there and get some footage. You know, sort of planned it and, you know, took the GoPro and what have you. Yes, the GoPro in the water was planned, it didn't quite come out. I did want it to go sort of fully under, but the water was moving that quick, I was going to end up with wet feet. Oh dear. So yeah, using the back camera on the iPhone 8 Plus right now. Yes, it's not much of an upgrade to the 7, but what you've got to remember is I didn't buy the 7. I was stuck with the 6 Plus, so I didn't even get the 6S. So as you can imagine, this is a 3 phone upgrade for me, so it's, you know, it's pretty quick. And on the contract there wasn't much difference between getting the 7 and the 8. There wasn't much price difference, and I suppose you know, that very small price difference was good for me, you know, in so much as I do like wireless charging. I need to get myself a base at the minute. I do have one kicking around that's on the wife's side, but it's one of those upright ones that's magnetic, which is it doesn't hold the phone, of course, so, but it does work. I've held it against it and it does charge it. So yeah, I will get myself a cheap base at some point. There's a few cheap ones around on Amazon, what have you, and they do seem to be capable of charging the Apple devices as well. So yeah, but I'll get that, and then at some point I will get a cheap slimline case, even though I'm rocking it completely naked at the minute, and I do enjoy the feel of it. That glass back does feel very nice, and the glass feels very nice, and it is super fast compared to what my 6 Plus was. The speed is amazing. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the 4K footage, although this won't get exported in 4K because of course there is some GoPro footage at the beginning there, and if I export in 4K it's going to look crap. So yeah, but no, I think I mean, you know, my Mac will just about handle 4K, so you know, it does handle it. It does struggle with it a little bit, so most of the time I probably won't use it for all the vlogs or anything like that. But where it is good is for edit. Of course, you do have a lot more control in editing, so much as you can zoom in, you can do some, you know, you can make it look like the camera was panning, when actually all you were doing was keeping it still, because you know, you can export in 1080 and you've got a lot of room to crop and zoom on the footage. So you know, so I'll probably use it more like that than anything else. So yeah, I mean, it's other than that, it's absolutely great. Everything's running sort of tickety-boo at the minute. Just going to go home and I'm going to want a tea, which is just going to be a baked potato and some belly pork. So enjoy a bit of roof footage, guys. This goes now. I'm outside, bit of a breeze and what have you, so give us an idea. I know audio isn't that fantastic with these. I've heard a damn sight better anyway. Now, I've just been thinking there is a bug in iOS at the minute, and I noticed it on the 6 Plus before I got rid of it when I updated it, and that is if you just open the camera app without it already turned upright, when you turn it sideways and then it automatically rotates. If you open it before, after rotating, it doesn't rotate, it stays the wrong way up. So you do have to watch for that, I've noticed. But yeah, it's been strange from that point of view, but I do actually like the phone physically. It's nice. I mean, obviously for me there's a big camera upgrade and everything. I have just noticed I've just been editing the bit from the car and it's wobbling the same as yours does, Mr. Cooper. So I would say it's something to do with the optical image stabilisation, and the movement of the car is obviously affecting it. So I'm just trying to see if I can stabilise that. If not, you're going to see some wobbling in the video footage. So we'll compare it to this, because right now it's fixed on a tripod. So it's going to be interesting to see how the two differ. But yeah, it's quite annoying, that wobbling actually. So we've had an ill dog this week and an ill granddaughter here who we think's got an ear infection. She didn't sleep too well, and then I've been up a lot with our oldest dog, the female, the little one, Pepper. She's I've just had her at the vet's yesterday morning for a couple of injections to stop her from being sick. She seems okay now. We've kept the food bland, but the funny thing is, usually we just feed them both the same and that's all there is to it, sort of thing, because I don't want to put dog food down at the minute and upset her stomach again. So last night she had some scrambled egg, and today I've given them some rice, and I put stock cube in it to flavour it up and what have you. But I put 3 stock cubes in it, and she tucked into it straight away, but Fred turned his nose up and looked at me like I was stupid. Like he obviously didn't like the smell of it. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. We might end up having to fork out some dog food for him. I did manage to give him some last night on the sneak in the kitchen without Pepper knowing. So, but yeah, dogs, they're funny things. Anyway, I'm just waiting for my belly pork to cook, guys. I don't know if I know. Was it High Sierra? Still got some bugs. Now I have updated, and it obviously comes down a lot to what you use it for, I suppose. I personally haven't particularly noticed any bugs that are sort of affecting me, so from that point of view I'm okay. But I know some bugs have been affecting other users. I suppose it also comes down to what machine you're running it on. I mean, mine's quite an old Mac now, but it seems to be handling it just fine. So, but yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, obviously now you start to see app updates trickle through, you know, any apps that you got on there. Same with iOS, you always get app updates, don't you, after a firmware update. So yeah, iTunes has changed, hasn't it? You don't update your apps in iTunes anymore, which is strange. It's a bit weird that, because sometimes you'd open iTunes and you'd check on the app section and you'd have like 100 apps to update or something like that. But I never kept the updates for them anyway, not on the Mac, because all my updating is done in the cloud, so there was no need to do it really. Yeah, it was strange how the Mac OS, when I'd finished updating it, a notification came up on this phone saying that the Mac was updated and the camera has been optimized to suit the Mac OS. So obviously it was in 1080. So I mean, I'm probably going to end up running it back to 1080, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure. 4K is handy for the ability to zoom and crop, no doubt about that. So I'm not sure yet, because obviously it does slow my old Mac down quite a bit, because of course it's just a Core i5, even though it's got 16 of RAM and running an SSD on the inside. But we'll just have to see how it goes. You know, I might just flip back to 1080, but I had to go into the settings to set it up to 4K. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, everything seems to be running quite smoothly. So yeah, but just heard something spitting in the oven then. It'll either be a baked potato or a bit of belly pork. So I'm just about ready to start doing it all. So another little snippet of problem I'm getting with this. I don't know whether it's my computer, my MacBook or what, but what I always used to do was I used to plug the phone in and then import footage direct into Final Cut that way. And that was very simple, very quick. Now I know there's software out there that you can use for managing phone footage to make it work better on the Mac. But what's happening with this one is it's coming when you import it in, it's just black. There's no features in it at all. So I'm using the iCloud Drive, which is slow, but it works. You know, especially when you get something that's maybe 5 or 6 minutes long, you can be waiting quite a while for it to, because obviously the phone has to basically, like, I'm assuming it's compressing it, making it ready to upload. Then you tell it to upload, and then it takes a bit longer to do it. And then on the Mac, you open up your iCloud Drive in your Finder, and you can see it starting to come down so that you can use it on the Mac. So, you know, that's a bit odd that it comes black like that. So I don't know whether it's just my Mac that isn't powerful enough or what. But I'm going to leave you with this one little strange story that happened this week. And it's a bit dodgy really, but basically what happened was, when I agreed to send my iPhone 6 Plus back to my carrier for them to basically recycle it, which is what they do with them, they recycle them and sell them back out as pre-owned. And basically then what happens is they post you one of those little cardboard things that you wrap the phone up in. They don't want the box or the charger or anything like that, they just want the device. So I have still got a box, a charger, a lead, well, basically all is new. And yeah, it's but basically they send you those parts and a label to stick on. So I did that, wrapped it all up, put it inside the grey bag, sealed it up, put the label on, and then it's all prepaid. You just run it round to the post office, they scan it, they give you a receipt so that you can track it, and it goes. And that's great. So what's happened is our local post office is now integrated into the shop. The post office has gone. And basically I went around, dropped it off, got my receipt, came back. And I was probably home about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And I think basically what happened, I just got there just before the postman collected. And some girls turned up. There was 2 came to the doorstep and 1 still in the car. Must have been about 15-20 minutes, I think, later, something like that. And she said, "Are you expecting a package today?" I said, "No, but I've just sent one." She says, "Oh." She says, "This must be it then." And the other girl pulled out from behind her back the phone. Fortunately, the phone was still in there, but it had all been opened. The packet had been cut and ripped, or just ripped, because obviously that grey stuff, it can rip in a straight line sometimes, can't it? It's that grey plastic. And the cardboard had been ripped open as well. They'd used the tear, because it leaves a tear off so that you can open it. And yeah, it was all open. So I thanked them. I wanted to thank her properly, but I couldn't. I was in a bit of a state of shock, really. Anyway, after I'd done that, I then got a message through on Facebook from a friend who had screenshotted a bit of a post on Facebook. Now, I couldn't find this post afterwards, so I don't know whether it was deleted or what. But basically, it was on one of these ranter pages. You know, I don't like to get involved in them too much. There's just too much drama on them, really. But basically, it was screenshotted and sent to me, and it was this girl. I can't remember her name for the life of me, to be honest. But it was. She had basically asked on Facebook if there was a Robert Bell on Eastgate, and everybody said, "I don't know." So, so obviously, I'm not that well known. But they'd managed to find me via the label. Also has like the address being me as the return address sort of thing if it's not delivered. So yeah, it was all a bit shocking, really. I mean, I went to what it was. She'd posted, mentioned my name, but couldn't actually tag me. So even though I am a member of the group, I think, but she couldn't tag me anyway, and I couldn't tag her back to say thank you properly. But yeah, so I mean, they asked the postman about it at the shop next time they saw him. It would appear he couldn't check the sack because he'd already sent that lot. That lot had already been dropped off at the depot, so there was nothing could be done about it. So chances are it was just a split in the sack or something like that, because those sacks are well sealed at the top once they're full. So obviously, I mean, the girl told me she found it on the footpath outside like that. So either somebody else dumped it there, or I don't know. But basically, I would say somebody had ripped it open. So it's either got it off somebody who was dodgy and decided to do the right thing, or somebody was somebody had obviously opened it, saw that it was an iPhone, and thought it's not worth the aggro of trying to, because of course once they go back online they're trackable, you know, and they can just end up being blocked, even though I had actually had it unlocked. So, but they weren't to know that, whoever got hold of it and opened it, so I don't know. But anyway, it's I went back to the shop. They gave me some sellotape and what have you to fasten it all back up and redo it all, and it got there because I checked the tracking and it got there, and I've now had the email off my carrier anyway. So, but yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it, that you know, it could have been money down the drain basically. So yeah, thank you to that girl for getting it back to me. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. So I've got things to do. I've got this to edit, and the Mac is struggling right now to stabilise the bit of footage from the car, because I want to see if it will stabilise. So we shall have to see. So do take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. See you.